there, it's Jitsie, and you're listening to the Crush Chronicles Podcast, a safe space for millennials to reflect on our crushes and how they affect our lives. So grab your coffee or wine, pull out your old diaries, and settle in for today's topic and discussion. Welcome back, Crushers. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. And for returning listeners, thank you for your patience while I treaded water through many life changes, all of which caused me to postpone the premiere of this season and this very episode. But I digress. If you're new here, hi, my name is Rachel, aka Jitsie, and at Rachel Jitsawat on all my socials. I'm your host and the author of The 9 Lives of Rachel Jitsawat over on Patreon, previously Substack, where I'm publishing my first memoir, also titled The Crush Chronicles. Although this podcast is inspired by that memoir, you do not have to have read any of it to enjoy the episode. If you'd like to anyway, you may find the links in the show notes or visit patreon.com/Jitsie. And now for today's episode. Let's start with where the hell I've been. I left you here in the throes of autumn in the middle of October, and at this time of this recording, it is March 10th. No, it is. It is March 10th. So yeah, a whole freaking winter has passed since I've seen you guys here. November was when I was supposed to air this episode. A whole lot has passed, but you can't blame me because I got so sick in November with a cold that literally stole my voice away. There was nothing to record because Ursula the Sick Witch took my voice. I even released a quick little interlude episode to state that season 3 would be late. And I apologize if you listened to that because I sound awful. It was a struggle. I also announced the delusion that I would be back by the end of November, but I wasn't better by the end of November. And when I was better, the world was well into the holiday season, and my household celebrates a birthday in early December, then mid-January, ending with mine in the end of February. So that is the extended holiday season I experience here at the Jitsawat household. So it was very difficult to find recording time. I will take this moment to remind you, dear listener, that I am a one-woman show. I have no outside help whatsoever. So if I couldn't work on it, no one was working on it. Just when I thought things were dying down and I could sneak in some recording time before my birthday this year, I got shingles at the ripe old age of 40, about to be 41, in a place that made it very uncomfortable for me to sit anywhere, let alone my desk where I record. Luckily, I was able to turn around in just 3 weeks and was able to celebrate my birthday with no discomfort. All the while, in between holiday madness and illnesses, I did keep attempting to return to my editing studio and even edited an entire episode for all of your ears to consume, but it wouldn't export. I have an hour's worth of footage that is being held hostage by technology, and this was well before the return of Mercury retrograde, which we are in now. Fingers crossed for this episode. After lots of wishful retrying and exchanging emails with customer support, I had to come to the conclusion that the episode is forever lost. It's sad, upsetting, but sometimes we just have to let shit go, you know? So let us not dwell in the middle of my muddled past. Let's celebrate something fun for this premiere episode. We are on season 3, people. I started this podcast with a crush and a dream, so let's keep it rolling. Something fun I'd like to share is Jitsie's top 3 millennial girl crushes. So last season, I opened with an episode celebrating my top 3 millennial crushes. I am a female who is attracted to males, so they were all boys. But I thought it would be fun to do a flip on that episode and talk about girl crushes. Here are my top 3 girl crushes when I was coming up millennial. At number 3, we have Eliza Dushku. I remember seeing her in Bring It On and thinking, oh my God, she's so pretty and she's so cool. Obviously, this has more to do with the character, but she played the character, right? I also didn't realize that I recognized her from her ins and outs from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, a show I was super into at the beginning, but fell off of the bandwagon because at that time, if you remember, the CW, it had so many shows I was trying to watch. I think there was like Smallville, Angel, Buffy, Popular, Gilmore Girls, The list goes on. Some of you were watching Dawson's Creek. I never fell into that one. But yeah, there was so much. That's usually where millennials were hanging out on the cable channels, back when we had that. Eventually, I only stuck with Gilmore Girls, and even then I had to stop because I couldn't afford cable when I moved out on my own. But this girl crush on Miss Dushku still lingers today, especially because she cameos on my favorite sitcom of all time, The Big Bang Theory, as the hot FBI agent that Leonard hits on, Raj panics at, and Sheldon tells on Howard to. At number 2, we have Gabrielle Union. This woman is so damn beautiful. She has to be part of like a vampire family or something because she shows signs of aging as quickly as molasses pouring from a bottle. Did you know that she was already in her mid-20s when she filmed 10 Things I Hate About You? Unlike the infamous cast of Grease, I never questioned her teenhood in the 100 plus times I have watched that film. I still girl crush so hard that I bought her memoir, We're Going to Need More Wine, and it's still teetering at the top of my to be read pile. In fact, it's right here. We're Going to Need More Wine. Can't wait to read it. But it does teeter atop a very, very tall pile. Okay, in the number 1 spot, I have Britney Spears, and I know a lot of you might eye roll or think it's cliche or whatever. But this may mostly be because she was so big when I was coming of age. She was everywhere. Her music played all the time, and I loved watching her dance. I like to dance, but I am not skilled at learning choreography, and I just love watching choreographed dance. I think it's just so exciting and it's so fun. But she always had such entertaining performances, was always so pretty and kind of like my favorite princess, Cinderella. And I still chase nostalgia by listening to all of her albums on the regular. That's my top 3 millennial girl crushes. Please comment, share, DM me, whatever. I would love to hear what other people's millennial girl crushes are. Yeah, I just think it's just a fun little topic. So I want to share with you what's to come in this season, in season 3 of the Crush Chronicles podcast. I have a great season planned, starting with my first ever signature series, in which I'm going to talk about helping you all be evil. For audio listeners, I'm air quoting. If you're curious, intrigued, and want to get hyped, sign up for the free tier of my Patreon. Not only will you get the show notes emailed to you with all the links to like clickety click, and I just want to point out, I had to learn this even myself as a podcaster. The show description is what you see right now underneath the podcast you're listening to. The show notes are like in-depth and detailed. So you'll get like the nitty-gritty, every link, everything that was mentioned for you to check out. It's like, it's going deep dive into each episode. So you'll get that email to you for free every single time you listen to an episode. If you're on the free tier of my Patreon, you will get that email. You'll also get, when you listen to the Be Evil episodes, the next 5 episodes of my podcast, the Signature Series, you will get a downloadable PDF with each episode. This is all completely new for me, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited to see how this goes, and I'm excited to develop that PDF for each episode for you guys. After the 5 episodes conclude from the Be Evil series, we will return to our old familiar rhythm of chronicles of crushes and guests to interview, because this is, after all, a safe space to talk about crushes. At the end of the season, we will have our second iteration of Chronicles and Cocktails, in which we will have a minimum of 2 guests to have some fun, crush-worthy, nostalgia-filled conversations, less structure, more shit to shoot. So I hope you'll stick with me all the way through to the finale. And if you're signed up for any of the paid tiers on my Patreon, you will also have access to the bonus episode that will get snuck in at the end of the season. So until next time, bye. So what do you think? How do you feel? If you like this episode and would like to hear another, download the Alive Podcast app, where you can find our archive of audio episodes and discover hundreds of shows featuring Black and diverse voices on the first Black and woman-owned network. If you upgrade to ad-free, please remember to select Rachel Jitsie as your referring host. The Crush Chronicles podcast is produced by me, Rachel Jitsie. The music is by Music Town, and the sound effects are by Pixabay. Thank you for listening, and until next time, remember to be somebody's crush, starting with your own.